I've been making film for about 2 years now, just, really passionate about it. I refer to myself as not really being a traditional filmmaker. I'm a little more explorative. I kind of like to break the rules a little bit.
Yeah. I saw that in some of the short film that you've done. How many short films have you done? And when I say that, what I mean is not just you complete on your own, but maybe have assisted friends or other colleagues in the short film process.
I'd say about 20.
Oh, really? Okay. Which one was your favorite one to do or work on?
I gotta say my favorite one is probably the little series that I my fictionalized life.
Yeah.
It's a little fun playing around with that a little bit.
Absolutely. So why don't you tell me about the series that you have going on? Tell me the main character, and then tell me which one was the first one shot. Like bring me in series order, in chronological order. So episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, and episode 4.
Okay, so in order, the first episode was actually titled Repeat. I didn't release that one because that was like my first one, so everything kind of fell apart. But originally in that one, there was somebody else that was supposed to play Wade, and something happened. Mm-hmm. And so I was kind of more so like just in the background, but because I had to pay everybody. Mm-hmm. And plus, it's kind of like I don't want to waste people's time. So, they was like, Wade, why don't you just do the part? Because you're playing yourself anyway.
Yeah.
So it was kind of easy for me to step in and do that role. But that first episode was like, based off when I went to mortuary school because I had to start the program over. Mm-hmm. So in that episode, it was like, I was failing in the class or whatever. And then I had the same teacher that I didn't want to, deal with.
Like if you could write a show today, what do you think your show would be similar to?
Maybe Blackish. I mean, because I love to see like shows about family. I feel like there are so many different stories you can tell about families and stuff like that.
Yeah. You're more of a broadcast television kind of person, right? Like because ABC, CBS, NBC, they have those rules in place to where you can joke about it, but there's a line you can't cross. When we go back to your short film, you don't want a relationship, huh? Tell me some of the things that, like, after you've watched it, tell me some of the things that you believe you would want to change, or tell me the good things about it and tell me the bad things about it.
So the one thing that I probably would change was that, like in the beginning where we started out, like I wasn't making a whole lot of eye contact with him. Because like I feel like when you create a show, even if you're the writer or you're the one in charge of it, it's like it's not really just you because the other people bring something to the table too.
Yeah.
And I'm very open with it because I'll tell them like, if there's something that you think that could be said a little bit better. Mm-hmm. I'm not a controlling person, so I'm not like it has to be this way. Whatever way you can do a better job with this, go for it. So I mean, the people that work with me, I thank God for them, man. They really good help, man.
I think all your films are, one thing I like about them is they're touching on reality, especially because you got a character, which is you, the main character who is having difficulty in relationships, right? Like, and I always like those kind of films. I'm not a Hallmark person. I'm not a Lifetime person, but I do like almost like More Better Blues by Spike Lee.
My experience with like dating and stuff has always been like I would meet a girl, and then it's like, not all of them, but some of the ones that I've met, it's kind of like I would kind of be like the guy in between. Like maybe like the nice guy, but somebody they thought was probably nice, but somebody that they probably didn't really want to be with.
Okay.
Kind of like just filling in the space or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, they'll go on and do their thing, but then they don't want you to go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. How do you think your background, like growing up in the church, growing up in Chicago, having family from Mississippi, how do you think that's affected the way you write and the way you see film?
Oh yeah, I think it has affected big time because to me, my faith in God is really important. So with me being a minister, like I said, I don't want to be out here telling people stuff that I'm not following. You know what I'm saying? So I have to be mindful. And then too, like we talked about last time, I'm not, knocking anybody because everybody has different kind of content they put out. I'm not knocking anybody for the content they put out, but I would say that to me, I'm mindful of the things that I put out into the world. That's just me though. I'm not, everybody's motives are different, but I'm more aware of a lot of things. So I just try to be careful of, because again too, with me being involved with the funeral home, like I don't really try to promote anything that's about killing or harming nobody. You know what I'm saying? That's just me though. I'm not knocking anybody else, but yeah.
Tell me, if I'm a beginning filmmaker, or I think I want to learn how to make film, tell me what you think what do you think I should be learning? Right. And I know it's a personal answer, right? It's subjective and everybody's answer is going to be different, but I want to know what Wade thinks that I should be learning as a filmmaker.
Personally, I would just say that my best advice to anybody is just, first of all, time don't wait for nobody. So if you want to be a writer, director, producer, or whatever, like the Nike commercial says, you got to just do it. Don't really worry about it being perfect, because you'll be surprised. Like as they say, one man's trash is another man's treasure. So there's an audience for everything. So somebody over here might not like I was looking at this one interview this morning for the Star Wars High Republic era or whatever, and there was this one girl, she was just like straight up trashing it, like, these writers don't know what they're doing, and I'm just kind of like, she's entitled to her own opinion, but I feel like instead of criticizing people, you got to know where the story is going, and I feel like nowadays, like being a filmmaker, especially like for bigger production, it's a little rougher now because of, when it comes down to spoilers, you have everybody trying to tell you how to do things. And a lot of times with the bigger studios, like they're not gonna come out and, be saying like, well, I got this idea from a YouTube or nothing. So you have to work so much harder because people are putting so many different ideas out there. And then if you happen to use a similar idea, then the person wanting to take credit for it. So,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. What has been the toughest thing thus far in your career? What's been the toughest challenge? It could be anything. What's been your toughest challenge?
I mean, to me, I think the toughest challenge for an independent filmmaker, from my experience, has been just the money part.
Oh, really? Okay.